What is going on, geeks? No Jive from the Geek Week here, and we are back with another video, man. And it's kind of funny that this one's coming when it is, because I had this video planned before the last video I dropped, but obviously the news about Scavenger's Reign, I had to do something. I was like, okay, we got to get as many people as we can to try to, watch it when it comes out on Netflix, so we can, of course, get a season 2. But it was funny because I had this video planned first, and I didn't make the correlation until now.
Talked about some of the things that were getting canceled with DC on my last update. One of the things I'm actually hurt that's getting canceled is the Batman Caped Crusader, which would be the continuation of the 90s animated series for Batman. That's like the one thing I wanted them to do. It was going to be so good. But, I get it. There's a lot they have to think about. And speaking of a lot they have to think about,
Warner Bros., what is going on with you guys? What is going on? Because yet again, we have another Warner Bros. Show that was cut seemingly for no reason, and that is Batman the Caped Crusader. I did talk about it way back when it was dropped from HBO, which is just so funny to me because I was like, wait a minute, wasn't this the same channel that just dropped Scavenger's Reign? What are they doing? But obviously, Batman the Caped Crusader was picked up by Prime Video, so it is going to air, and it's coming out. There's 2 seasons, I think, done already. And the first season is to air August 1st, so I'm very much looking forward to that. But today I'm here to talk to you guys because one of the executive producers on the show, Bruce Timm, actually shared some exclusive details on what we can expect from the show when it comes out. So I'm very much looking forward to getting into that with you guys. If you guys like the content, as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video. So first off, the show is set in the 1940s, so I'm actually going to be expecting a more golden age adaptation of the characters, like the first iteration of the comics, because the comics actually started in the late 30s, early 40s, so they all did exist for the most part, but we'll get into that. But yeah, so that's very interesting, and obviously I just love a good Batman period piece. I mean, they're usually really good. Gotham by Gaslight comes to mind. It was earlier than this is set, actually, because that was Victorian, which is more like 1830s to like the beginning of the 1900s. So yeah, that was awesome. That was absolutely sick. But this is canon, or should be canon, because the comics actually did start around this time. So very much looking forward to see what we get from a story perspective in this adaptation. To piggyback off that, Catwoman and Clayface will be sporting their 1940s costumes. I'll put a little picture right here. I think just aesthetically, this is going to be so cool. I'm so engaged already just because I wasn't expecting this. I was thinking it was going to be more a continuation of the Batman, the animated series that I grew up with, which, don't get me wrong, I mean, I would have loved that as well because I grew up on that Batman. I absolutely loved that show. It had a very dark undertone to it, and it's probably one of the best superhero animated shows ever, in my opinion. Was it Baska, the Phantasm? So good. We also learned that there will be a African-American adaptation of Commissioner Gordon, which is not the first time. Of course, we did just have one in Matt Reeves' new Batman with Robert Pattinson, and I thought that was fantastic. Of course, I don't think that's a big deal, really, especially with characters that are, not the main characters to the story. It really makes no difference. But cool either way. Very much looking forward to it. And of course, I saved this for last because this is probably the biggest change in any character that's going to appear in this show, and that is Harley Quinn. And Harley Quinn will have a few familiar elements, but for the most part, this will be a original adaptation of the character, and for good reason. And that is because Harley Quinn did not exist when Batman was created back in the 40s. Harley Quinn was made when I was a kid, and that's why I brought up the Batman animated series that I grew up with, because that's what she was made for. So she didn't actually come into play in DC until the 90s, and because of that animated series, her popularity just took off, from there. And then she was made canon in comics and got her own comics, got her own shows, so on and so forth. You see what she's become since, but she was not a character prior to the 1990s, so they have nothing to base it on. So of course it's going to be an original adaptation. So what I can tell you about the character so far is that Harley Quinn is going to be an Asian American, and she is not the Joker's girlfriend. Also, her personalities are going to be reversed. She'll be funny and cute as Dr. Quinzel, but scary and serious as Harley. And I can't wait to see what they do with this character, because it's just an open book. That's the best, right? For any writer, any creator, there's no guideline to follow. I mean, you got a few things to be mindful of, but for the most part, this is just a completely different adaptation of the character, and I really, really cannot wait to see what they do with it. Season 1 is premiering on Prime Video on August 1st. If you guys are as excited as I am, let's talk about it. I'm gonna try to get a trailer reaction when it comes out. I don't believe the trailer has dropped yet, but I'll be on top of it when it does. Yeah, I can't wait, dude. I'm psyched. I am absolutely psyched for this. But as always, guys, get in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Ah, what's all the commotion, Granny? Why don't we just quiet down a bit?
Arrest me, will ya? I'm not the one you should be talking to. Am I, Mr. Bruce Wayne?